Well, the Trump administration formally halting immigration applications from 19 different countries deemed to be a high risk for producing terrorists and other national security threats. So a 4-page memo went out to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and it directed a hold on green card and citizenship applications from those nations, so the 19. The agency also putting a hold on requests for benefits pending a comprehensive review. Now, some of the countries, and here they are, there's a list, but it includes a variety. Afghanistan being the top of mind now, Cuba, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Venezuela, and Yemen. Again, full freeze, partial freeze. You can kind of go through that map there and see. This on the heels of an Afghan national taking out 2 National Guardsmen, killing one, the other still fighting for his life. Michael Wilds is an immigration attorney who has represented First Lady Melania Trump on this topic. Great to see you, Michael. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure, Sean.
Absolutely. 19 countries, those coming from 19 countries. This order went out to halt that. There's a pause there, a freeze, if you will. Talk to us about what that looks like for those coming over from these 19 countries, wanting to be an American citizen, and the need for this pause to be put in place in your mind.
Well, I have to tell you that it's very disconcerting because a lot of the wonderful people that are waiting for citizenship and have green cards for more than 5 years are going to be put on pause. Individuals that are doctors and scientists, nurses and lawyers are going to be put at risk now because of one individual. And while I think the president meant well, because their vetting systems in those 19 countries are not up to par, for one person who committed a crime and because of his mental health, we are now pausing thousands of people. I have a Sudanese brain surgeon who had to hire our offices during the first Trump administration to help bring his parents safely through JFK Airport. So I think what the president is intending is really overkill. And the actions of one man shouldn't stop hundreds or thousands, particularly in a country as modernized as the United States. And while it may be a risk and they have to do vetting in double time, we cannot stop swearing in citizens or the business of America, because it will have collateral effect. For example, surgery and law proceedings, police officers and family members that all have relatives from some of these countries.
Yeah, let me just jump in really quickly here because we're limited on time, Michael, as you know. There's another side of this coin, right? The family of Sarah Beckstrom, who lost her life, 20 years old, due to this man who you claimed has mental health disorders. That's why he did it. We don't know that. We do know that obviously there was a decline, but he shouted Allahu Akbar, there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot.
It's
to
horrific.
That. Right.
No doubt,
it is. But their family would say, I wish this pause was in effect because I'd have my daughter at Christmas time. You know?
I get it,
yeah.
But it's not going to bring their daughter back. And the critical thing is that we improve our vetting and that the business of America continue, because the United States of America, its greatest DNA is its entrepreneurship and its immigration, believe it or not. Our founding documents and our founding parents envisioned the world, despite pirates at the high seas at the time, we would go forward. And yes, it's a horrific thing that happened, but you can't legislate against a horrific act. And the critical issue here is to come up with a balance, one that would protect victims and Americans from foreigners that would want to cause us harm, and at the same time onboarding people into our system.
Yeah, a better vetting process for sure that is needed. And I can.
But we're banning, in one respect, Sean, we're banning legal immigration here to more than one person. Now, this person was trained by the U.S. military, trained again, and protected America's interests for the longest time until he went
I understand.
down.
I'm not arguing that at all. I'm in the vetting process of those that are coming over here and looking into the background. And yes, while
the issue.
And again, learning about Sarah Beckstrom, her family.
I agree. The issue is the vetting, but the question is, how do you deal with that responsibly? And is the best thing for us...
Well, you pause it until you figure it out. That's where this amendment... I'm not running it. I'm saying that's where the administration is with that.
No, I get that.
But I want to get this next point because I'm running out of time with you. Because I want to pick your brain about this. New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani is encouraging people now to stand up to ICE. He did so in a video, and this is where I need you, over the weekend, providing providing illegal immigrants with legal tips on how to avoid law enforcement. Here's the video.
ICE is legally allowed to lie to you, but you have the right to remain silent.
If you're being detained, you may always ask, "Am I free to go?" repeatedly until they answer you.
You are legally allowed to film ICE as long as you do not interfere with an arrest.
It is important to remain calm during any interaction with ICE or law enforcement.
So obviously, walk us down what he's saying and the legality of it, but then also a public official even taking the time to put that on a video.
Very interesting dynamic, having just gone to the White House and met with the president. What the mayor-elect is doing is very delicate because, in effect, by giving this kind of advice, he's putting individuals in the face of ICE. ICE, by the way, has to be concerned about their own safety. That's why they're masked up, presumably, and their own exigency and their own protection becomes an issue. The mayor-elect is actually jeopardizing ICE agents by giving advice like this, because it's one thing if a lawyer gives advice to take out your camera and videotape. It's another thing if a political figure that's very polarizing gives the same counsel. And I have great issue with him shaking the president's hand and then 10 minutes later getting in ICE's face, as it were. And I think this is a lot of the confrontation that we're going to see in the ensuing months. I think ICE has a very damning job on their hands to do. They're trying to do it as nobly as possible. But if they do cross lines, videotapes and lawyers will be on site to make sure they're realmed in. Look, I'm an immigration lawyer by trade.
Yeah.
I was a federal prosecutor deporting people. Yeah. I understand the balance here. This mayor-elect is really inciting. He's not trying to protect people's interests. The people who protect people's interests are actually lawyers like myself.
Right. Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Obviously, there's no need to put out that video. And again, for those that are here illegally, here's how you skirt law enforcement. It's odd, and he's
but
not
putting both together, Sean, yep. Vetting and responding to law enforcement in a respectful, noble way is what America is about. Mm-hmm. And we have to come up with a balance on all of these important values that will move America forward. Yep. I'm not a big fan of stopping the business of America because of one bad act.
Yeah, I know. You made your point very well. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Michael Wilds, I will have you back. Great to see you.
As well, Sean. Thank you, sir.
You got it. So